Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Wow. Well, live from the Los Angeles studios in sunny San Diego, California, Big Biz Show is on the air. Or Mike, as Mike says,
the large financial program. It's a lot on a t-shirt, but I think it sings.
what is the best t-shirt? By the way, Mike Costa here, my co-host, production assistant. Allison Raslab, my co-host, and the vice president of Sully Entertainment Group, and of course, Greg Todoroff, our executive producer, and the Sully Man. Great to see you guys, or at least 4/10 of the Sully Man.
Give me a metal arc.
Bibbidi Bobbidi.
So good.
Jenny McCarthy.
Nice.
Nolan Ryan.
Yeah. Boom.
Mike Costa. Tony Gwynn. Try it. Do one. Do one.
Pele. Thank you.
Allison,
got a belly laugh.
Allison, give him a little, hiking level with it. Just give him one. 1, 2.
Mine would be Joe Montana.
See? He nails it. Great. Greg doesn't have good.
I got nothing. Yeah.
Hey, listen. One of our favorite things on the air is when you guys send us emails across the country and sometimes across the world, and give us an idea of who we should be talking to. 2 years ago, Robert Nistico?
I think it was.
And he's with who?
Nistico.
SBEV. Splash Beverage Corp.
Splash Beverage.
Splash. Robert was I think the fifth employee, and ran Red Bull.
Oh my.
No, sure. Maybe you heard of him?
Yeah.
He brought that company from 0 sales to 1.45 billion. He took an exit and he decided to start a new company called
Splash Beverage.
Splash Beverage Group. It turned into not only a remarkable company, but an acquisition company.
Oh yeah.
It started with Salt Tequila, Pulpo Loco. I know you like that sangria.
I love the branding on this.
Right. Well, that's a paper. He'll talk about it.
yeah,
No, he'll talk
about
about
it.
It's a paper can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tap Out, which is a sports recovery drink, and now this is heroin in a can. And then this is Copa di Vino.
Oh yeah.
Which means cup of wine. Okay. In case you didn't know, babe. This is not only. First of all, this is brilliant. Remember those Manhattan cocktails at the liquor store back in the '70s? And it was like a.
Yeah.
This is now being sold at Yankee Stadium. Is it Yankee or
Dodger
Stadium?
Yeah.
And I believe, why is this not the most famous thing? Because you fit on your car seat, right? Put in your back.
Well, yeah.
When you're zooming down the highway.
Put it in your child's bottle.
And Mama's special sippy cup.
Put a nipple on it.
But the bottom line is, it's brilliant because it's another variation of a vertical that's been out there forever. Okay. Here to talk about that today is the CEO and founder, Robert Nistico, one of my good friends, and I'm so glad to have him on the air. What's up, buddy? Great to see you. There he is. A handsome guy, too. Hey, Robert, can I ask you something? Copa di Vino was an acquisition, correct?
That's right, it's our first acquisition.
And the reason that's important to me is this way, because this. Intel, Qualcomm, Oracle, they're all companies. But you know how they pad their balance sheets? Not pad their balance sheets, sorry, Robert. Do you know how they increase their balance sheets and they get their stock going? They acquire companies that are low debt, high income, and they make acquisitions using stock for currency. This guy is the master of that, and that's what he's doing here. Robert, for the people that haven't heard your story before, give us the elevator pitch on how you started Splash Beverage and what's it all about.
You have to have the infrastructure in place. You have to have the distribution in place. Super important, the most important thing before you go buy anything. So we started with Tap Out, our first brand, then Salt Tequila, our second brand. Our first acquisition was Copa di Vino, and Pulpo Loco came with that acquisition. And don't forget, Copa di Vino was, we call it the Shark Tank brand because the founder went on Shark Tank. Everybody's seen those episodes. It's great. They play them all the time. It's like a mini marketing platform for us.
Robert, how tough is it as far as the mental game with Splash Beverage? I'm sure that you get pitches all the time. People are sending you, hey, this drink would work or this beverage would work. How tough is it to separate those that you really want to look at and others just let them go by the wayside?
You have to be very disciplined. And you might like the taste of it. You might like the packaging, but it doesn't mean that the consumer is going to like it or it's going to be commercially viable. So we put every brand through a very, very rigid set of decision tree, if you will, or a matrix. And it escalates. It goes from level 1, level 2, level 3, and before we really start taking it seriously.
Robert, do you use influencer marketing, and does that pay off for you?
Yeah, it's a great question, and you're exactly right. We use there's different levels of that as well. I mean, we use local influencers, and we'll, like, if we get an authorization with a chain, we'll geo-target that area where those most highest clusters of those stores are, and we'll hire local regional influencers to help drive foot traffic into those stores. Then the next level of that, and we've talked about this a bunch of times, is really, full-on celebrity endorsements. And even that you have to be careful, because if you don't like that celebrity or relate to that celebrity, or that celebrity makes a mistake, I always say dead celebrities are the best ones to work with because they don't make mistakes.
That makes sense.
Hey, Robert, so talk about the confluence of branding and acquisition, because let's face it, you're out there, you're taking the same model as Red Bull, but you're also acquiring brands that could suddenly vertically do the same thing Red Bull did, but you have 7 of them or 6 of them. Talk about how you handle that. And are these all children? Who do you like best?
I come from a large Italian family, and I always ask my mom and dad that. The pat answer was, "We love all our children." I'm like, "Whatever. Here's $10. Tell me who you like the best." So, but we really do love all of our children, and I'd argue, though, we only have one non-alcoholic product. We tend to be beverage alcohol-centric, and that will probably continue.
So is Mike, by the way.
Not that we won't look at non-alcoholic products, but we started with those brands and acquisition. We've recently announced our acquisition of. We're well down the path of Western Son Vodka. It hasn't happened yet. We'll try and get it done by the end of the year, but that will probably more than almost double our revenue, and it's an accretive acquisition, so it's positive EBITDA. Tons of cool features with this next acquisition, and it's much larger than Copa Divino, and we'll just keep going down that path.
Robert, when you make an acquisition, are you now the CEO because you fold them in, correct?
Yeah, it's under our.
Okay, so here's a follow-up. So is the first thing you do is you go to the best customers, and then you look at the expenses, and then sort of top down figure out how you can make it even more profitable under SBEV?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are always efficiencies to be gained, but we also part of that large decision tree I was talking about. Also, geography affects that. So Western Son's based in North Texas. They happen to have people in areas where we have voids, so it really is lovely. So it's not like we go in and corporate raid and decimate someone's organization, but we do definitely capture efficiencies and leverage every one of those efficiencies for a better bottom line.
Robert, tell me about this paper can and how, is it just fully disposable, recyclable?
It's recyclable. By the way, do you see that she's not let go of the sangria ever since it's been on the desk?
I absolutely love the design. I love the branding. I love everything about this.
Yeah, including what's inside.
And when is it going to be at Petco Park?
I'll be careful not to pontificate on this because it's such a great product and the packaging is brilliant. It's a 8-layered paper can. 8th layer is actually the label. The entire package is roughly 96% biodegradable. Most people think, recyclable, biodegradable, same thing. No, very, very, very wrong. Recycling means you have to pick it, you have to separate it, somebody has to put it in a bin, you have to put it in a truck, it gets transferred, it gets sold, it gets bought, it gets cooked and recooked. A lot of energy goes into recycling products. Still a good thing to do. This is biodegradable. God forbid it flies out of the boat. You don't have to turn around and go get it. It will break down very, very quickly. Here's an example. It looks like a rat got into my office here, but
no, Robert's just thirsty. Couldn't wait to get the top and rip the damn thing.
It's 8 layers of paper. So, in fact, we actually got a call from. This isn't forward-looking. We got a call from the United Nations, somebody who works there, and they're
saving lives, Robert. You're saving lives with that sangria.
Well, you know what he said to me? It was such a light bulb moment. You knew this was an important thing. And then there's one more component to it, which is cost. But what's so neat about it, they're like, if we send 2 million plastic water bottles to, say, Haiti, for example, the plastic bottle is going to end up on the beach. So if 2 million paper cans, which we still don't condone, but if that were to happen, it's a lot better than plastic bottles on the beach. So they're excited about that. We might actually put a deal together for them, FEMA, whoever, but we'll see.
Any chance to bring that manufacturing in and putting it across other brands?
Yeah, exactly. And so part of the Western Son acquisition, it's a good question. It's like almost like somebody.
Full disclosure, it was Greg's question. I just stole it from him because I think he's ugly on TV.
And then he says, "Good question."
I know. I tossed it.
Unbelievable.
Give him the question, Greg. Here.
So, any plans, Robert, to say have tap out in that same paper can?
So anything that this can won't do at this point is carbonation. So we can put wine in here, we can put sport drinks in here, we can put water in here, anything that's not carbonated. And the second half of the answer to the first question about the paper can, our cost on this is significantly less than plastic and aluminum. So there's an impact to COGS and ultimately margin and profitability for us as well. Not only are we doing a nice thing for the environment, which is super cool to me because I'm an outdoor person. I'm a country boy.
We need you in San Diego again. I miss you, man. I'm glad you're doing great. He and I talk about names of products.